New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Ta-da! Good afternoon! It's Tuesday. Do you know what that means? It means the show is live. I am here. I'm with you. I'm excited to be here, and I hope you are too. So much going on. Still, I told you we have, I made the decision to stop selling supplements. I told you all of that, but I also didn't tell you that we're just down to the dregs. Maybe I did mention that, but we still have Crave Water. We still have it. Now, if you are a fan of Crave Water, and probably you are. Hello, my friend Catherine. It's good to have you here. Crave Water is delicious. It is L-glutamine. You get 4 grams per serving. It cuts all kinds of cravings off at the knees. And when I say all kinds of cravings, because some people have sugar cravings, some people have cigarette cravings, other cravings, but it's all one area of the brain, and this L-glutamine goes to work on it. Okay? It's instant. I learned this from a psychiatrist who deals with people who are addicted to food, to everything. Hello, my friend Lynn. I'm glad you're here. So if you thought our sale was good yesterday or last week or whenever it was that we were doing all of that, hey, Jocelyn's here too. If you thought that sale was good, buy one, get one free, that's even better. And if you want to get it even better, buy 3, get 3 free, and free shipping. Hello. That's a screaming deal. We are down to just a few hundred tubs left of Crave Water. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, it is gone. Nobody does this except us. So I'm sad about this. I am. I'm really sad about this, but I'm also glad about it because we have a new partnership that's coming on board. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. Virginia's in the house. Yeah, I'll just keep on coming on in. I feel like I'm having tea with my girlfriends. That's how it feels. And I have a show for you today that, chef's kiss. This one is something that has been on my mind for a long time. And I know it's going to be something that you really can dig too. Filthy glasses, as per usual. Anyway, and I'm glad to share it with you because I think if you've had any self-doubt in your life, you are really going to resonate with this. This is going to be a super helpful show for you. So I'm happy to share all this with you because this is stuff I'm going through. I know I always feel like we're on parallel paths. You ever feel like that? I really do, because so often I feel like I talk about something and everybody says that's just exactly what I needed to hear. And the reason is because we are on parallel paths. Why do you think we're in each other's lives? I don't think it's an accident. I think it's on purpose. So anyway, there's all that. So let me just tell you, the BOGO is all about, we want to get the Crave Water moved out. Okay. I'm ready to close it all out, ready to say we're done. So that's why I'm giving you such a spectacular sale. Buy 1, get 1 free. Buy 2, get 1, get 2 free. Buy 3, get 3 free, and get free shipping. savingdinner.com/show. That's where you're going to find it all. Lynn says it's very true for her. She's saying parallel paths and all of that. I love you, Lynn. I think you are fabulous and amazing. All of you, I love you. But I had the opportunity to meet Lynn. She came all the way here from Washington State and did one of our workshops. So it was really cool. We're not doing that this year. We might do something in the fall, but I haven't really thought about it yet. Martha in the house from California. I know where you're all from. I know all of you. Isn't it nice to know people and be known too? I think that back and forth is so important. So listen, get the Crave water. If this is something that you love, you can stock up and just have a whole bunch of it. I have a I have a big case of it in my house because I just don't want to let go of it. Meanwhile, can I tell you a fun story? I'm going to tell you a fun story because we have started with this new company. It's called Native Path. If you've ever heard of Native Path, it's a very large, great. Um, it- speaking of walking down the same path, speaking of parallels, Native Path does things to the next level. Native Path is a fabulous supplement company, and I'm going to tell you the best story ever. So the day after I had announced that I was no longer going to be selling supplements, it was the day after my birthday. I get a text message, and it's from this guy. I'm going, oh, I know that name. Who is that? And I'm thinking, Chris Clark, who is? I know him. How do I know him? And I got on Facebook and checked him out and went, oh, all right. Yeah. I remember Chris. And he said, let's get something on the calendar, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, yeah, the last time you texted me, my son was born, and that was 10 years ago. So their whole thing is they cater and make supplements for people, and especially women of a certain age. And their stuff is dialed in so good. Listen, if I had had endless amounts of cash to build a supplement company like this, it would have been all of this. The things that they are doing, the way that they are doing their turmeric, for example, one level up, everything. I'm just so impressed with this company. I'm not ready to fully unveil them yet, but it is coming. And this is who I'm going to be working with. And I couldn't be more honored and delighted and super excited because we will never be in a situation where we are running out of something or we have to order 3,000 units or something that a little teeny company like mine can't do. We are in alignment with a fabulous company that gets us, gets my audience, gets all of us. And I just can't wait. It's all coming. So just stay tuned. We're even going to have it on the website, for heaven's sakes. I'm going to do some educational videos about some of the stuff that they have because I am that impressed. They sent me 2 huge boxes with stuff. I have been playing with it for a couple of weeks now, and really, it's beyond my hopes and dreams. So heads up on that. Lynn says Crave water, very good. Got some for his family too. Good. Get more. There's more, Lynn, and then it's gone. I might be able to. Maybe I can talk these guys into making it for me. I don't know. But anyway, come on. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something though. Buy one get one. It's basically 50% off right at the get go, and then you get the 3. You're getting those for 50% off. Plus, you're getting free shipping. You know, it's a screaming deal. Here's our quote of the week. Your Monday morning thoughts set the tone for the whole week. See yourself getting stronger and living a fulfilling, happier, and healthier life. This is from a gal named Germany. I can't remember the last name. I forgot to write it down. But here's the thing I want to say. There it is, Germany Kent. Here's what I want to say. Any morning can be that morning. That's one of the reasons I love mornings. Mornings are always fresh. It's always a start over kind of thing, right? I love that. So don't just say, okay, well, when next Monday rolls around, I'm going to start doing that. No, just say that, you know what, Wednesday, I get to do this. I get to have that morning. It's one of the reasons why I love rituals in the morning. And I'm so emphatic about making sure that they're in place. It just seems to make the day flow so much better. And it helps to support our hopes, dreams, goals, all the rest of it. So there's that. Happier, healthier, fill in the blank. Also, I have a new course coming, and I can't wait to share that with you because I have 2 ways to do the course, but Just watch your inbox when we're ready to announce it. It is coming your way. This is kind of the way that we're going to be going, and I'm going to be integrating supplements into these courses because in my personal life, I have found that when I am looking at the four rooms, heart, mind, body, and soul, and I'm integrating all of everything into them, I feel more balanced, I feel whole, and it works because I'm not just concentrating on one part of my life. It's integrated into all. Does that make sense to you? This is what we're talking about all the time. Now, today's stuff, now, do you remember what we talked about last week? I believe it was how important your words were and all of that. You know that. This week, I thought we should really talk about doubt, that self-doubt. I don't know of a single woman that doesn't carry around some kind of self-doubt. Now, where did it come from? There's a lot of different places that it came from. It came from your family, your culture, trauma. It came from somebody said something to you at one time. It comes from fear. Self doubt is part of who we are, and it is part of the fear factor, I believe, and it's part of that whole loop. But we can break fear free from this type of fear and hesitation, because that's what self-doubt does, is it puts up a fence and it keeps us from doing the very thing that might just the tip the whole thing over and make it everything happen. And I think this is so important. I shared my story right now with you about letting go of the supplements and knowing full well that God had a different plan for me and had a different way of doing things. I didn't want to let go of the supplement. My honest thing was I didn't want to let go of my supplements because I felt they were so important, and I didn't want y'all to think that because I've let go of them that I no longer believe that supplements help you. What I didn't understand was, and now do, that letting go of something allowed me to get something better in. Really, something much, much better in. And here we are. So that self-doubt that I held for a year, my friends, a year, I don't know, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Ask Jenny. I drove her crazy. She knows this. But it's a loop. At one moment you're at the top of the loop. Well, okay, I'm gonna let go, but wait a minute, what about this? What about that? What about this? And you're at the bottom of the loop again, and back you go up. It is a voice that's whispering that'll say sometimes, who do you think you are? And why do you think that you can do this? And it's that hesitation that you feel before you say yes to an opportunity. And really, can I do this? Am I just being full of myself, or is this something that I can actually do? Is this something that I can step into and be a part of? Do I have it? Do I have the chutzpah? Do I have the brains? Do I have the know-how? It's the paralysis that you feel when you're trying to start something that you really want. I will ask you, Lynn, for example. Lynn, later in life, became a personal trainer. That's something that she really wanted, but I bet you there was some hesitation beforehand. I bet you the self-doubt came in, the comparison starts to come in, doesn't it? Y'all know what I'm talking about? If you've got some pinkies up to give me in the comments, I'd love it, because this is something that is a self-doubt loop that runs on autopilot in the back of everyone's brain. Everyone is subjected to this stuff. And one of the biggest factors to helping to eliminating and softening the blow, if you will, of all of this is to consciously rewire it. And we start with the noticing and being aware of it, of course. And we can interrupt this because of this. We can replace it with something better. We can say, wait a minute, this doesn't help me. This isn't going to work for me. This is taking away the vibrancy of my life. I want something different. That's a good beginning, isn't it? So we have to understand that this loop, though, is sticky and it wants to stay in our life. It's not just a mindset thing. It's a neurological pattern that's in your brain. So there's a gal, and I want to, her name is Dr. Rebecca. Hold on, I'm going to tell you. Heiss, Heiss. And I found her on TikTok, and she was talking about how we grow more brain matter and how we quell the amygdala, and it's all about the risk. Remember, we talked about all this, but she's talking about how meditation also and the breathing helps to create new neural pathways, more gray matter in the hippocampus and in the prefrontal cortex, and it actually shrinks the amygdala, that's the fear factor, and helps the self-doubt go away. Lynn says, oh yes, big time early on. Crazy that it still happens sometimes. Yeah, it is crazy that it still happens, but here's the thing. It will it's going to, as it can, pop its head up. It's like a prairie dog, I mean, if you've lived in prairie states like Colorado, those prairie dogs are hilarious. They just kind of, it's whack-a-mole kind of a thing. They just kind of keep pumping their little heads up. It happens, but less and less as we became more and more aware, and we know, okay, there it is again, and we know how to take care of it. So it's repetition that wires our brains for whatever they're doing. And that comfort level that the amygdala has with that, regardless of how horrible it is the thing that keeps us stuck in there. And, it's the path of least resistance. It's the path that our brains oftentimes just choose. And it's not that we're helpless over it. It's just that we fall into that rut, that Oregon Trail that we talked about, for years and years. Those ruts were there, and they know exactly where to go. Creating your own trail, it involves quite an interruption. So we have to get rid of the fear-based thoughts. Those are the things that just pop up like the little prairie dogs. I'm not ready. What if I fail? Lynn could have said, well, I'm past my prime for doing this. I'm not a young thing anymore. She did it anyway, and guess who her clients are all women who say, I want to be like you, Lynn. Show me how. I want to be like you. We need to realize, and we need to recognize, we are never past our prime, but we need to get past our fear. That's the clincher. The fear will hold us back. And if we are going to listen to the culture, if we're going to listen to the media and all the rest of it and saying, it's way past when, and people are sitting there freaking out because they're over 40, that's a big laugh. We need to be looking at our brains and rewiring them, because it's not about weakness in us. It's about the wiring. Okay? The wiring. Yes, you're good at what you do, Lynn. Damn straight. Yes, you are. She's good at what she does. And not only that, she's passionate about what she does. And what do you think that is? That's a super attractant. People want to be around that. People want that knowledge, right? You know something. Tell me what it is. So if we can rewire, then we can rehire our brain and make it better. I'm going to give you 5 steps because I think it's important. Okay, so I get the concept. Now what do we do? So let's rewire our brains. This is what it is. Number 1 is we have to catch it in the act. There's your noticing. There's your awareness. The loop can't be seen. It's invisible. It's just hanging out in the back of your brain. Your job is to spot the pattern. It's there. It's there if you notice, because the little words come into your head. I can't do that. It's too hard. I'm too old for that. No, I'm just not ready. All of those things are saying self-doubt, 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 check the box, check the box, check the box. So ask yourself, when self-doubt, when does it show up most, right? Is it before a decision? Is it after compliments? Is it when you're starting something new? If you bat down your compliments when somebody says something to you, you remember what I told you I started to do? Well, I found myself the other day deflecting from that because somebody was congratulating me on, I won 2 gold 2 weeks in a row. So I was very pleased with that in tournaments. And I said, well, I just got lucky or what I deflected. You know what? What I need to do is thank you. You know, those when you do this too, you're allowing that to go to your heart, right? That compliment that somebody is giving you isn't just to build you up. They're saying something genuine and lovely. And you are to catch that dream and hold it. That's your job at that point. And when we do, it changes our body chemistry too. Remember, we're just these big bags of chemicals. We can change our chemistry. We can change the way we react to things. We can change the way that we notice things and what it is that we're going to do about things, including self doubt. It's going to come. I'm not going to give you the guarantee that doing all of these things are going to make it go away. But it will put you into the place of awareness and it will help you to dissipate it and correct it. That's all we can do. We're all humans, right? This is all we can do. Think about what the soundtrack to your head is at the moment. You have exact phrases that you repeat often. And if you find yourself saying things that are just not helpful, then maybe what you want to write them down is say, I don't say this, I say this instead, because that really helps. So I say that you know how we say we give our amygdalas a name? That's your inner doubter too, by the way. So your amygdala has a name, give her a name. And you say, oh, look at Amy, look what she's doing again. She's up to her old tricks. She's, inviting me to be the downer of doom, that kind of a thing. We don't have to do it. We could just loosen the grip a little bit by kind of poking fun at it. And we can also allow that to chase fear away. It will every single time. Number 2 is we have to interrupt the pattern physically. I like this one because, neurological loops are stored in the body, not just in the brain, but in the body. You can feel your body tensing up. You can feel your nervous system kind of going into fight or flight. You can feel that your breathing is increasing and that you're feeling anxious. What do you think all this stuff does? Again, it's interrupting your body's chemistry. So you need to create a pattern break. That's what you need to do because this is not going to fly if you say no to it. So here's a couple of things that you can do. You can, remember this, we had this, kitchen's closed, or you can do that. That's what we were doing when we're trying to break the habit of snacking. Same idea. It's a pattern interrupt. But you can do this when you hear yourself going off in your head. You can go, not today. No, not today. I'm not doing that today. That brings your attention to yourself. You can even take it a step further and say, Leanne, not today. Leanne, today you believe in yourself. Leanne, your brain hears your name and pays attention doubly. You know this, when you go to a party and you're in a big crowded room and somebody says your name, you hear it. You're attuned to it. Well, use that. That is a tool. Use it. Your brain loves it, loves to hear your name. You can take 3 power breaths. Your breath is so powerful. When you're taking those breaths, you take it in through your mouth, you take it in through your nose and out through your mouth. And do it with sound. Let something go. Make it ugly if you want. Because doubt is ugly. Confidence is beautiful. It shines. It's attractive. It brings people in. It's fun to be around somebody who's confident. It's fun. And it's fun for you to be around yourself when you're confident. Stand up, shake your arms out, do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. I'm dead serious about this. This changes your body's posture. It changes the body's chemicals and it works on your mental state. That's powerful. And these are the powerful things that we need to do. We need to understand it is that basic. It is that basic. We don't have to sit with it. We don't have to dwell in it. And we don't have to get eaten up by it. The only thing that I want to marinate is some chicken or a steak. I don't want to marinate myself in this kind of garbage because that is going to take me then into a worse place because there's other loops out there. Okay. And you know the ones I'm talking about. So here's a little known fact that I'm going to give you that when you look upward, that activates your prefrontal cortex. So do some of these eye exercises, move to the side a little bit, go down, move your eyes down, move again to the right. It's rewiring and remaking your brain rethink things, right? I love this. It pulls your limbic system out of survival and it makes it say, okay, so this is fine. I'm back to center. I'm back to thinking. I'm not living off of that part of my brain that is in just survival mode. Survival mode is never a place of thriving. Okay. It's getting by, it's scraping by, and it's feeling usually pretty crappy while you do it. I almost said a bad word. Anyway, I say that every once in a while. Don't tell anyone. Number 3 is to talk back with precision. Okay, let's talk about this. Don't use vague affirmations. I vague affirmations give vague results and they don't really do anything. Instead, use direct rewiring phrases that speak the language of your fear-based brain. Okay, for example, instead of saying, I'm confident and fearless, and you're saying inside, yeah, well, sure you are, you're not really. It's a big brain eye roll for you. Try it. It's safe for me to do this, even if it's not perfect. Or I can take action without knowing every single step, right? Do you see the possibilities in those things? And this is one of my favorites. Fear is data. It is not a directive. So important. And I want to say one other thing that I think is so crucial and so important. Everything you think is not necessarily true. And when we are in this place of thinking that everything that we think is true and that we're failures and we're doomed and we're this and we're that, then that's the evidence that our brains are going to be looking for as if you have given a directive to your brain. You say to your brain, I want you to find everything that will give me evidence to show that I am a complete and utter failure. And your brain's like, okay, your wish is my command. We have to look at our brains that way because our brains have absolutely really no moral code per se. You do, but your brain doesn't. It doesn't have any kind of wherewithal to say, oh, wait a minute, Leanne, you don't want to be doing this. Instead, what your brain is doing is operating from the point of view that it's going to follow everything and do everything that you say. It's like you have your genie in a bottle, except it's not limited to 3 wishes. It's unlimited. This is why your words are so important. We talked about that last week. And this is why this self-doubt loop needs to be rewired. So Anne's in the house and so is Linda. Hi, guys. I'm glad you're here. So one of the things that you can do is write 3 personal rewiring phrases that give you this, I'm safe, even though it's not perfect. I'm still going to make action on it. That gives you that permission to go forward, or I can take action without it knowing every step. And I need to understand, and I do understand, that fear is only data. It's not a directive. Okay. It doesn't need to hold you back. Gosh. So say them out loud in front of a mirror sometimes. Write them down. Make this a part of your rewiring. And number 4 is to micro-prove your power. Ooh, I love this so much. You're going to like that. Self-doubt thrives in the abstract. Okay. So the way that you kill it is with evidence. It's like this. So each day, do one small thing that builds confidence. One small thing. Maybe it's like the best cup of coffee ever, or being able to get several things done before, your husband wakes up. I don't know. Whatever it is that's going to build your confidence, that is putting micro proof into the analysis of what your day is about. See, I am successful. I did all these things and I had it all done before 7 o'clock and blah, 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 or whatever it is. But when you do that, And especially if it's just slightly uncomfortable and say, I'm gonna pop that wash into the laundry and I'm gonna make my to-do list. I'm gonna blah, 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 have these things done. All of that is micro proof that you can do these things and makes you move forward. And it proves that you can go beyond the wiring, beyond the self doubt loop. So, some ideas for that. Um, Maybe you ask for help with something that you haven't really thought you should ask for help because you should be able to do it yourself. Now, this is courage flex, and sometimes we have to get in there and just really dig in and ask for the help that we need. It's a big deal. Or you're trying to learn a new skill on, maybe it's on your computer, rather than just saying, I'm too old to learn that. I mean, how many times do we do that? Oh, the kids these days, they can do it. I can't. Take 10 minutes and learn it. Go get a tutorial off of YouTube and show yourself just how powerful you are. That's huge. And it just says, okay, I am going to wire that whole thing. And then maybe you're in a group and somebody says something or whatever makes you uncomfortable, and you actually speak up. Or somebody asks you for your opinion and you just say, well, instead of saying, well, I don't know, you actually give it. That is important because that is saying, I am moving away from this self doubt. You're tracking it, you're celebrating it. And guess what your brain's starting to do? It's associating action with safety. And that's what kills self doubt. And number 5 is the most important one, of course, and that's to create an identity override, which means this is when you make the rewiring permanent. All of these things are saying to your brain, I am going to rewire you. I'm going to make this stuff happen. I am not going to live in this type of indecision and basically fear. And you shift from having, I have self doubt to I'm becoming someone who, see the identity? I am someone who, I like to say that a lot. I am someone who takes action. I am someone who keeps promises to myself. I am someone who follows through. And as you do, and as you show your brain the evidence that you do all these things that you are saying, that rewiring gets laid solid. So write out a couple of statements that says, I am a woman who shows up at the gym. I am a woman who eats enough protein every day. I am a woman who speaks when I need to and doesn't silence my voice. I am a woman who is confident and happy. I am a woman, fill in the blank, who follows through. I love the following through. So when you say it daily, maybe you write one of those phrases on your mirror with a marking pen. You could use those dry erase things on your mirror and they'll eventually come off, but maybe you need to do that. I am a woman, or Leanne Ely is a woman, and you see that on the mirror and you say it out loud. This is important because if you're in the same place that I am, I'm 67. I'm not going to be around in 50 years. But I'll tell you what, these years all are going to count because I'm rewiring. I've decided self doubt doesn't have a place in a vibrant life. And self doubt, while it might be looping in the back of my head, I can shut that loop down because I'm aware. So if you make this a part of your ritual, guess what's going to happen? This is going to make a part of your life better, much, much better. So the other thing is you can anchor this with some scent. Maybe, I like to sage the heck out of the place. It's an old ritual and it's a great thing to do it. And every time you can just think, yep, fresh, new beginning. You can have a confidence trigger box that you put in a small little box. You could put some notes to yourself, some of these affirmations that we're talking. Maybe you get a screenshot of somebody saying something really sweet and nice, and you print that off and you put that in there. And moments that you were proud of, a picture from, I don't know, 10 years ago or whatever. Those are little confident triggers. Sometimes you just need to go back in there and remind yourself of who you are. But there's always going to be times where, you're in that place of self-doubt. So don't go onto social media and start comparing yourself with other people and start doom scrolling and all of that. It'll just compound it. Don't self-isolate, You know what isolation does? It just gives you a moment to really marinate in it. Talk about that. Uh-uh. Get out there and get away from it. And don't wait for clarity to take action. Can I tell you something? It's just like confidence. The clarity comes from the action. You will see, even if you've done it incomplete or not good enough or blah, blah, blah. But you know what you're going to see? You're going to see the fact that you did it and that maybe there's some course correction needed, but you did it nonetheless. So, just finally, I just want to say this is not to say you are broken and let's fix your wiring. This is to say that you have something like I do going on in the back of your brain that maybe you've never really put your finger on and you're wondering, what the heck is all of that? We all have patterns. We can unlearn them. We can rewire them for something different. And, we can interrupt it. We can replace it. We can make micro moves. We can have a little box of confidence that we draw from. But I'm going to say this. It is never fake it till you make it. That is all BS. Instead, it is laying down the things that we need to do in order to have the life that we want. That's the evidence that we need to put into our lives to have the lives that we want. You are building, you are rewiring, and you're doing it one moment at a time. And I'm going to tell you what, this is compounded interest in your life. It creates vibrancy. Hand to God. Nice. It does. Oh, thanks, Linda. I'm glad you liked the show. Thank you so much. And thank you all so much for showing up. Watch for the new course that's coming out because it is going to be chef's kiss. I'm excited about it. I'm also excited about our buy one, get one free for the Crave Water. Go to savingdinner.com/show and get all the information because I'm telling you, when it's gone, it is gone, 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 gone until I can get somebody to recreate it. Maybe we will. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks again for joining me today. Love you all. Appreciate you. Peace be with you. I will see you later. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.